Sheldon, can you start us off with the process of how you arrived at the decision to join the Marlies?
Well, obviously, I have a long-standing relationship here over time with Kyle Dubas. So, when it came time to make a decision, once being offered the position, it's you have a good sense of what to expect, but also had an opportunity to spend time with Brendan Shanahan, Mark Hunter, and Mike Babcock as well. So, going through all of that and then getting a sense of the organization and the opportunity was a pretty easy decision.
Was there any hesitation at all to take this job with the success you've had in Sault Ste. Marie and not winning this year and with the chance to come back next year?
I was very happy in Sault Ste. Marie. Both myself and my family. It was an incredible place to be, and we had just gotten very comfortable there. So I don't think hesitation is the right word, but certainly when you're comfortable, you become satisfied with that, especially with a young family. But there's a great opportunity here. There's a great organization with a lot of great people. Ultimately, a chance for me to move closer to my family. My parents are still in the area here, so with all of that, again, it was an easy decision.
Sheldon, the role of a coach at the junior level obviously is to win. Is it any different at the American League level when you're expected to develop players for the A-team?
Well, it certainly is different in a lot of ways, but I don't think the development factor is any different. We looked at it as a developmental league in the OHL, which it certainly is. You're preparing players really for this step. So in that regard, I feel that I'm ready for it, and also that there's similarities in the approaches. So certainly we want to be competitive and you want to win hockey games. We recognize the role here at the Marlies to prepare players to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that first and foremost will be where we spend our time each day to provide the opportunities for our players to get better, provide them the guidance, and really be here for the players to give them the resources and the guidance that they need to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Was that a big part of the selling process for you? Because we've heard Babcock and Shanahan talk about the process on their end. Is that how they sold the process on your end, being an onside coach?
Well, just on a personal level for me as a coach, this is an exciting opportunity just because you get that balance of development and performance, and then you have the resources around you, not just at the coaching level, and being able to spend time with Mike Babcock and his staff and getting to know what it's going to take to be a Toronto Maple Leaf and be able to bring that down to the Marlies. But the development staff here, Scott Pellerin and his group, be able to have all those different people in place to be able to learn a lot myself, and then ultimately be able to work with the players to prepare them for the NHL. It's an incredible opportunity to grow as a coach. And
you have a young team here and some players you're familiar with. Can you elaborate on that?
There's a lot of good young players here. A lot of reasons to be excited, both as a coach and as an organization, to be able to work with these guys. As a young team last year and will be again this year. So starting with the development camp is an exciting opportunity for me to get to know the players better, both on and off the ice, and then start to develop the plan with Mike Babcock and his staff and get ready for the season.
Sheldon, when you address a new team the first time at the start of the season, what things do you tell the players are most important in terms of you being their coach?
Well, for me, first and foremost, it's going to be the fact that myself and our staff are going to be here for the players. We recognize that they want to become NHL players. We want them to become NHL players, and we're going to attack each day with that in mind and giving them what they need to get better. But I think in terms of the message, obviously Mike Babcock's going to lead the way in the organization in that. So what the players that have been in the organization have come to expect, that's going to change. There's a new voice here. So so getting to spend time with Mike and learning his message and what he expects from players in the organization, that's going to kind of lead the way and start the plan.
What was the message that Babcock had for you out of that conversation?
It was my talks with him to this point have been more just kind of casual discussions, getting to know one another a little bit and getting comfortable. We've chatted about the fact that we'll be spending significant time together, and I'll have the opportunity to work with his staff and learn as much as I can to be able to prepare to coach in professional hockey, but also be able to put forth a message that's going to mirror what he's saying at the NHL level to make sure when the players go up, whether it's on an as-needed basis as call-ups or ultimately, and most importantly, as full-time players, that they're a couple steps ahead of the game.
This isn't the American Hockey League of your playing days. What have you noticed as a difference just touring the facilities and the coaching staff and all?
It certainly is different. The facility, first of all, and the resources around here. Things have changed quite a bit, and certainly when you get to an organization like the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Toronto Marlies, it's first class. So I feel fortunate to be here without question. I'm excited about it, and I know that the players have a lot of reason to be excited to be a part of this organization, and I sense that as a coach as well.
A lot of guys who sign on with an American League team in the back of their mind might say, geez, if things don't go well with the parent team, I might get a shot there. Babcock just signed a lifetime contract. Do you think about that at all?
That's not why I'm here. I'm here to learn and get better as a coach, and have an opportunity to be in an organization with a coach of Mike Babcock's experience and success is an incredible opportunity that doesn't come around a lot for a lot of young coaches. So to be able to learn from him and his staff and all the great people in the organization here is going to make me better as a coach. But I'm here to help the Maple Leafs organization and its prospects develop them into NHL players. And if along the line I get to the point where I may be developing into a coach that could push for an NHL position, we'll deal with those things then. But I'm happy to be a part of this process here, and I've got a lot to learn to be a young coach, and I recognize that, and I'm in a great place to do that.
How will the process go for your assistants? I know Gord's still undecided. Will you make the final decision, or will it be kind of collective with you and Kyle?
I think it'll be collective. We've talked briefly about it. Obviously, I'm aware of the situation with Gord, and that'll be a priority of mine to spend time with him and speak with him. Obviously, he's been in this league a long time, has a lot of experience, did a good job with the team last season. So there's a lot of reasons, why that would be a good fit. So I'll spend some time and speak with him, and we'll see where that goes. And obviously, we'll take the steps from there to round out the staff.
What do you see as the difference between coaching teenagers to coaching guys who are going to be playing on the ice here?
Well, I think as I get going through it, perhaps I'll recognize some of those changes and be able to adjust to them. Going into it, frankly, I'm not expecting to change things a whole lot. It is still a young team. We've dealt with a lot of players that have made this transition. I think going into next season, the American Hockey League, there'll be 19 players that I coach that'll be playing in the AHL or in the NHL coming out of the Sault Ste. Marie program. So I've been through it, the process that it takes to come here. Certainly there are some occasions where you're dealing with older players and different circumstances, and you'll adjust to that, but I don't expect to change a whole lot.
Given the guy who handed you the jersey, what kind of consistencies would you expect to come follow you from Sault Ste. Marie here in the way things are approached either tactically or evaluation-wise?
I think, obviously the fact that I'm here speaks to, the fact that Kyle Dubas has confidence in me, and spending time with the others in the organization. They feel comfortable, obviously, to put me in this position, and I'll just keep doing what I've done. At the same time, there's a lot of resources around here. There's been a lot of work put in, in the last year here to make some changes, and I'm going to learn from that and be able to use those resources to make myself better as a coach and ultimately offer the players more.
What are your best assets as a coach that makes you suitable for this job?
I think one of the big things for me is the ability to adapt and to adjust and to push and welcome new ideas and new concepts, and that's what really excites me about being here, because there are a lot of good things happening and a lot of new things for me as a coach when you get to this level, and there's so many components to what's happening around the organization. To be able to learn from that and then use that in what you're doing every day. It's an exciting opportunity, and I've been open to changes and learning consistently, and I think as a result it's been able to speed up my development as a coach a little bit, because I'm constantly looking to get better and learn what's out there. So I feel ready for this, certainly. and you know, the preparation and the ability to adapt to different situations has helped with the transition to the OHL, and then getting through that, you know, through those 3 years to be able to be in a position like this. The ability to adapt is a big part of that.
You've done a lot of winning over the last few years, back to Pembroke now, and then Sault Ste. Marie. If there's going to be some losing seasons, how do you prepare yourself for that as a head coach?
Well, I mean, we haven't even played a game yet, so I don't want to sit here and think too much about that. I'm going to focus on the process of first of all, getting comfortable in my surroundings, and learn from the people that are around here, and how to best utilize their skills and their abilities and what they have to bring, and then look to offer our players a lot that are going to help them develop and help them with what they want, which is to develop into NHL players and to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, you know, I'll continue to focus on that process, and then through the development phase, there's obviously the performance element that we've got to hold the players to a high standard, and we certainly will do that, and I believe the message will be clear from Mike Babcock and what the expectations are here, and it's up to us to reinforce that. I really see myself as an extension of the player development staff that's in place here, and as well as Mike Babcock and his staff, and it's up to me to lead the way and utilize all the different elements that are in play here to be able to maximize the potential of each of our players.